To be back in this building around this championship 30 years later, what does that mean to you?
It's pretty special. I mean, anytime you can win a championship, it's a great feeling. For me, that year, I came from junior, finished the last 8 games of the regular season, and then played 17 of the 19 playoff games. And we were just talking, actually, Dixon and myself, on the way here, how we were actually the last 2 teams to be playing pro. The NHL Stanley Cup Finals final game was the day before, and our game was the only one left. So great crowd, great attendance, just an amazing atmosphere, and so happy that we were able to finish it out in Game 7.
That 7 win against Portland. I mean, where does that rank? I know it was early into your pro career, but looking back now,
it was a great experience. I mean, it helped with moving forward with the Buffalo Sabres, and then eventually, we reached the finals with them, but lost to Dallas in Game 6. But the experience of winning the Calder Cup with Rochester was huge. I remember that whole playoffs. The first series we ended up winning 3 games straight. The second series we won 4 games straight. The third series we ended up winning in 5, and then obviously the championship, the Calder Cup Finals, went to 7. So great experience. Met a lot of great guys. Played with a lot of good guys, and very memorable.
So I think you started that year with the Sabres, right?
No, so actually I finished junior season, and so I came up to Rochester to finish out the season. There's 8 games left in the regular season with Rochester. Played those 8 games and then played 17 of the 19 playoff games. So I was actually playing junior in the OHL, and then once our playoffs were finished, then I was called up to finish the season with Rochester.
What's the experience like of being whatever you were, 19, 20, and joining a team on the fly with a lot of veterans and having to fit in, and you're like the first round pick, you know what I mean?
Right, it was tough. I mean, it was really the first time to experience that pro game, and then you're coming in as a 19-year-old, and then you have guys that had been here all season that were playing, and then all of a sudden you come in and take their spot. Mm-hmm. It was difficult early on, but over time, I think that we became more of a team. Guys respected me a bit more, and it worked out.
Do you remember the games or the people?
I remember a lot, to be honest. I remember Game 7. Again, I was 19, just turned 20. It was Game 7, and we were here, and it was probably like a minute and a half left in the game, and Torts had me out on the ice in a defensive zone face-off, and I kept looking over at the bench like, "Are you for real? Like, are you serious? Like, you want me out here?" And so I think he clued in, and eventually he pulled me off, and he put more of a veteran guy out there for the face-off.
Scotty.
Yeah, probably.
I think that line left the ice.
Yeah, no, they were great for us for sure.
Have you been back? You were around part of the next, right?
So I was. So the next season, I started maybe the first couple games with Buffalo. Then I was sent down, and then we actually were the first American League team to go to the Spangler Cup and play in the Spangler Cup. So I went to the Spangler Cup in Switzerland in Davos, and then 2 games in, I got called back up to Buffalo. So I sat the 3rd game. Had to take a cab down from Davos to the airport. flew here, and then played actually New Year's Eve. And then that was pretty much the end of my stint with Rochester, and then kind of that was where I started my career in the NHL.
Recall in history, maybe.
I was saying that. I say that to many people. It's probably one of the longest recalls that you've probably ever seen, being called up from Switzerland to Buffalo.
Have you never played in the NHL?
The only team I played in the American League was with the Rochester Americans.
So have you been back here?
I have not. Dixon and I were saying the same thing. I mean, we pretty much haven't been back since the day that we won our championship.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you still doing TV work, analysis?
No, I did a little bit with MLSE, but that's it. Maple Leaf TV.
Yeah.
But they ended up stopping it, so I don't do it anymore.
What do you do? What do you do now?
So I'm a partner in a business called Super Series. It's youth hockey tournaments. We do youth hockey tournaments out through North America. Majority are in the States, but we're doing that, and do a lot of alumni events for different charitable organizations like Heart and Stroke, Easter Seals, Hockey Helps the Homeless.
Where do you live now?
I live in Etobicoke, so west end of Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh, I was just gonna say, are any of those tournaments here?
No, none in Rochester. No, I mean, actually, we have had some. I think we've had some tournaments in Rochester, but I don't know if we have any coming up. To be honest, yeah.
Do you follow? So Dalton's your nephew.
Dalton's
He's
my
still,
nephew.
Still
Yes,
going strong.
he is. Yeah,
Caden,
he's at.
I mean, do you follow their careers?
Of
closely?
course, yeah. So I also have my oldest boy was drafted to
Oh,
Vegas.
that's
He
right.
was drafted to Vegas in the 5th round in 2019. Played 3 years with Henderson, and then wasn't re-signed there. Signed with Lehigh Valley and of the Phillies organization, and missed the first part of last season with an injury, and then was up and down between them and Reading. And then this year he's battled some health issues, so he's hasn't played this year, unfortunately, but he's in the Providence main organization.
That's Mason.
Mason,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Wait, real quick. Sorry, kind of out of hear you from over there.
Yeah,
so
that's okay.
I'll ask, going back to Game 7,
Yeah.
can you remember Brian Holzinger's game winner and just walk us through that moment if you can recall it?
I can't remember. All I know is that we got down 1-0 and we ended up coming back to win the game. Brian was huge for us that run, as was Dixon. The team really just gelled really well. We had everybody kind of played a certain role. Steve Shields was amazing in net, and again, like the atmosphere here at War Memorial was outstanding, and great atmosphere.
First professional coach, correct me if I'm wrong, John Tortorella, right? I mean,
So yeah. So he was. So I played one game with Buffalo the year before, and he was an assistant coach in Buffalo, and then obviously he took over as the head coach for Rochester. So yeah, he would basically be my first pro coach, and then so I played for him here, and then actually a little bit when I was in Tampa, he took over from Steve Ludzik. Steve Ludzik was the head coach in Tampa, and then he got let go, and then Torts took the reins and ended up winning a cup there too.
so early in your career, being coached by him, and obviously later in your career too, but what can you glean from I guess, being under him, so to speak?
I mean, I think he gets a bad rap at times for sure. I mean, he's obviously very opinionated, very vocal, but that's what makes him. I think he cares about his players tremendously. I think he wants to see them succeed, and I think you look at him and his coaching track record. I mean, he's been very successful with winning a Calder Cup and winning a Stanley Cup with Tampa. So that speaks for itself.
Going back to interviews from the 90s, from guys like Dixon and whoever else, Scott Nickel, going into Game 7, what a lot of the guys said was they were calm, more comfortable, so to speak. As a younger guy, can you reflect back on your emotions going into that Game 7?
I'm definitely nervous. I mean, the good thing is that we did have a good veteran, a veteran group in our dressing room, so was able to keep things calm with guys like Doug Huda and Dixon Ward, and John Blue was our backup goaltender at the time. So these guys had been around a long time, so it helped. Dan Frawley was another one. The weird thing is that leading up to the Calder Cup finals, we didn't have a lot of I wouldn't say competition, but we were able to win those series rather quickly. So we didn't really face a lot of adversity going into the Calder Cup finals, whereas this one went 7 games. So, in the end, the guys came together and we found a way.
Going back to being here tonight, just tell me, what is the sense of pride being able to put the Amherst jersey back on and just being back here?
Yeah, I mean, I think these jerseys are one of the coolest jerseys in pro sports. I was saying to Dixon as well that I didn't get the opportunity to get mine from the Calder Cup winning team, but I'm glad I'm able to get this one now. But it means a lot. I mean, like I said, I was only here for parts of the one season, and obviously the Calder Cup run, and then the following season for like 20-25 games. So it was a short stint, but I really enjoyed my time here.
And going back to the fans, just what has that been like? The fans supporting you throughout these several years.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to seeing the atmosphere tonight, and hopefully it's a good one. Thanks.